let's rock this bitch.
Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome back.
Hi.
So I'm in a good mood today.
I know. I think we both are. Today we're really thriving. It's a good day for us.
I mean, like, it's getting warmer outside. Yeah. Like I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it.
Yeah. Also, you're feeling the drinks that we've been having all day. You're not just feeling the beautiful weather. You're feeling the fucking alcohol.
Guys, hot girl summer is approaching.
Yes, baby.
Okay. We have been blessed with a new hard seltzer.
Yeah.
0 carbs.
Here, let's lift it to show
Zero
the audience.
sugar. We have been chugging this shit all day.
Can you believe that? 0 carbs? That is the reason I don't drink alcohol, for the carbs. Yeah. Like, I'm not wasting carbs if I'm not getting blackout drunk.
Put hot girl summer on a whole new fucking
It's what it's all
level.
about. And you know what? Like, not to be like, not to suck their dick or anything, but they taste so good.
Amazing.
So good.
Literally amazing.
Yeah.
This is my favorite hard seltzer.
Right now, yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And
this one's peach. The
they
packaging
have peach,
is
they have
cute.
Watermelon. It's called Eau de Vie in French. Eau de Vie.
Is that not the nicest play for words ever?
Yeah.
Like, go Eau de Vie.
We're going to put the link in the description of where you could buy it, of their website. But I'm telling you guys, like, I want to put you on this and you can thank me later.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like no one knows what the fuck they're doing anymore.
Let's just give them the do's and don'ts.
So besides that, I'm laughing. I'm just laughing.
Tell us, Amanda, why you're laughing on the inside.
Because it's like, how can I put this? It's like graduation season, okay? And all my little friends in university, all my little acquaintances that I've met in uni are graduating now. I'm a little behind, I'm not gonna lie. I'm almost there. I'm almost at the finish line, but not quite.
Okay.
And everybody's super excited and everybody's dicks are super hard that they're graduating. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you guys so excited? This is so overrated. It's insane.
I can't say that I've ever experienced a graduation in university, nor did I experience a graduation in college. So I am like completely not allowed to talk about this conversation. However, even graduation in high school, I found super overrated.
Graduation in itself is overrated.
Yeah.
I didn't even go to my college graduation. I asked them, I said, listen, send me the fucking degree in the mail.
Yeah.
Because peace out and fuck all of you.
Yeah. Even me, like I was supposed to take a grad picture. I don't think I did. Thank God I didn't because I didn't even graduate. But but I was supposed to take a grad picture. Didn't even decide to go. Like, I think it's just a very overrated situation, especially college and high school, because it doesn't really count for anything.
They make it such a big deal. Okay?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, when we're sitting by ourselves and we're reevaluating our lives, let's just take into consideration, like, what is it? Okay, you got a piece of paper. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for myself. I'm sure I will be. But it's like, from that, after that piece of paper is handed in your hands, now what? Now you have to get a job.
Do you still have your high school diploma?
I'm in my room somewhere. I'm
like,
sure.
do you know it? Like
I don't know
who
where it
cares
is.
about the graduation ceremony? They give you like the thing that's the most overrated is the graduation ceremony.
Oh yeah,
because the prom super overrated as well, but definitely a bit more fun than the graduation ceremony. You wait there for like 3 hours to hear your principal, whom I'm sure you don't even love, call the names of 90% of the people you hate in your school, see them receive a piece of paper, and then you're like, great for
then
us, we did it.
The valedictorian say, I don't know. First of all, you didn't even know this person came to your school. There's someone on stage with such high grades. Everybody's praising them.
She
and
was
you're
in
like,
she was in my class.
Transfer student? Were they always here?
Literally, the girl that was the valedictorian was in my class, and my dad at the end of the graduation told all the parents sitting around him that she was his daughter because she won every single award.
Your dad's such an ass.
My dad's
sometimes.
an ass.
I love it.
Yeah, it's where I get it from. But even like in that situation where you're valedictorian, you're getting awards, whatever, graduation is overrated.
Graduation ceremony is overrated.
Yes.
And you're just stuck. I remember prom. we were stuck in prom. The only thing we were hyped about was the after prom.
Yeah.
And they held us captive in there. We were not allowed to leave.
Yeah, it's true. They told us before 10:30 you weren't allowed, or like 11 you weren't allowed to leave.
We
like
were
there was
stuck
guards
there.
at the door. Like, where do you think
Guards.
you're going? Nowhere.
We were like little
Sir.
fucking felons in there. There
Yeah.
were guards at the door and we couldn't leave.
Yeah.
And I remember like, what the fuck? Like, I just couldn't wait to get the fuck out of there, go clubbing, like get in that limo again. That was the fun part. But
Yeah.
graduation itself is overrated.
People really hype it up, like in movies and just in everyday life. Like, people really hype up prom.
and
I
there's
think.
always the drama.
Yeah.
I have yet to hear about a drama-free prom.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, who went in whose limo, and like who's wearing the same color dress like who, and
Yeah.
like it's just such a big deal.
Like, she
for
came
nothing.
with this guy, but she left prom with that guy.
Oh my god, I
And
remember that.
and oh my god, I can't believe it. And then, oh my god, how the fuck did she win what was it, prom queen?
Oh yeah,
Like,
I don't know. We
I
did
wanted to
those-
win prom queen.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And it was
Yeah.
just like, oh my god, I can't wait to get out of here. Like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. And there's also the whole notion of like losing your virginity at prom. That's just so overrated. Okay, first of all, losing your virginity at prom, overrated. Losing your virginity in general
Also
is
overrated.
the most overrated thing. People are like, you're gonna feel butterflies in your stomach, and you're
People
gonna see
hype it
sparks, and you're gonna have a glow after, and you're just gonna be like the best version of yourself. Like, bitch, I think that was the first and the only time that I had the worst sex. Like, I could say like I had the worst sex ever. Was the first time I have ever had sex.
Because nobody knows what the
No
fuck
one knows what they're doing. Even though he wasn't a virgin, he was also like not sure. Like, he was like, I don't even really know what to do, because like you don't know what to do. Like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't really like watch anything before to like prepare me for
Yeah.
the deed. So I didn't know what to do, and he's like, I don't know what to do because you don't know what to do. Like, you laid there like a fish, and I'm like, that's like a dead fish, and I'm like, that's fine, because I didn't know what to do. But it was the worst moment of my life, and people hype it up like there's gonna be rose petals on the bed and like candlelight, and it's like, no, that literally never happens.
No.
I don't think
Losing your virginity is always shit.
Have you ever met someone that actually had the full like movie
No.
experience of losing their virginity? No.
No.
And I feel like they just made us have like this vision of something that it's just not gonna be.
Yeah, no, definitely. But you know, I was one of those girls that assumed that it was gonna be like sparks flying and madly in love.
Really?
And instead I was like, okay, where are my pants?
The only thing I remember, it's because I know I remember I lost my virginity before Amanda. And I remember she's like, like, I don't understand why people like love sex. Like, I could live without it. It's so fine. Like, whatever. I'm like, okay. She gets a boyfriend. Like, she's not a little hoe. She gets a boyfriend, fall in love, whatever. Loses her virginity. Comes up to me the next day. She's like, I get it now. I'm like, I know you get it now. Like, sex is important.
It's, you know what it is? I have such a high sex drive.
Yeah.
That
No.
it was like it awoke in something in me. I was like, oh my god.
like this is a thing.
This is a thing, and I'm this girl. And like,
yeah. And I'm like, it only gets better from here, sweetheart, because
Yeah.
your first time is not your best time, and that is a fact.
I was much older than you even. Like,
Yeah.
you were on this trend. I
Thank
was
you.
like, I was like a little kid in a big world here. Like, what?
Thank you for yeah, it's true. You were actually a
Fucking
late
old.
bloomer for that. Yeah.
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 But it's because, you know what it was? It was that everybody around me, well, okay, no, my parents and like people that I was surrounding myself with were always like making it seem like such a big deal. So I felt like, oh my God, this is such a big thing. I have to make sure it's with somebody that like I love and that loves me. And that's what I did, you know, because a lot of people around me were just giving it up to anybody and because they wanted to lose their virginity. It was
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. That was kind of my situation.
That was your sitch.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was fine. He's a great person. I'm not saying anything bad about him. It's just the actual experience of it.
Yeah.
It was not
Very
as
rare that you enjoy your first time.
I
Like,
don't
sex
think
gets better after.
I don't think I've ever met anybody that has enjoyed their first time. Anybody. Like,
and like you don't know much about sex during that time. So there are things that are happening in the bedroom like you're like, is this normal?
Yeah.
Like the secretions coming out of everywhere,
the
is
sounds,
this
the
normal?
secretion, everything. It's
Yeah.
not, it's unnormal. I agree.
And then when you get comfortable with it, then you realize like, okay, sex is messy, sex is like, it's dirty, it's messy, it's loud, it's this, it's that. Then you're like, it's okay.
Yeah.
But at the beginning you're like, oh my God, am I supposed to do this? Am I not supposed to do this?
Yeah.
Like what's hot, what's not?
Yeah. That's why it is so important. I feel really stupid saying this, but it's important to watch porn in the sense as a woman, because a guy, you 100% watch porn. As a girl, it's 100% normal and I think very good for educational purposes to watch porn in the sense where you'll see like things that will happen during sex.
I could not disagree with you more.
Really, I think it's just like you'll see things that are normal and things that will happen during sex, even though it's excessive. Like, know for a fact it's excessive.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
So you've taken little pointers, basically.
Yeah, little pointers, like not things that like I think like it's cool if his stepmom fucks him at the same time as me.
Yeah.
Like not that type
That's
of
what
porn.
I'm saying. There's just
like
things
not
that are like, what the fuck am I watching? Like I finished watching and I just so deeply need therapy.
Yeah, like not that. That's not what I'm saying. But like, okay, we all know that it's very normal for men and women to watch porn, even though it's
100%
exaggerated.
I'm pro porn.
Yes, pro porn, because you have to, like, when you orgasm, you release energy. So it's an essential thing to do.
Are you the fucking sex guru right now?
Oh my God. I hope my mom doesn't watch. I think she gave up on me.
My mom doesn't watch mine.
Yeah. But anyways, so you release an energy, which is important. So it is important that you orgasm. Yes. For both men and women. So I think that porn is supposed to be something that you can watch normally, or if you listen to porn, or if you flip through a magazine, however your porn preference is, I think it's important that you do watch it to get yourself off, or any way to get yourself off. So there are different things that as you're watching porn, me, it's like experimental almost. I don't watch it to like get off. I watch it because I'm like, okay, if this girl's doing this, maybe next time I'll try it with him, see if he likes it, and see if it's good for me. And if it is, then cool, thank you, Pornhub. But if it's not, then it's like, okay, scratch that, we're not going to use that. Because like I didn't prepare myself when I went to lose my virginity. It was like a planned thing because I wanted to lose my virginity. Like it wasn't because I was in love with the guy. Like I can say that, like it's not my greatest decision of all life, but I don't really care at this point. I've been past it. So I didn't really prepare myself. And when I got home that night, I like turned on the porn and I'm like, what was he trying to do? Like what did I have to do in that moment that would have made it less awkward? Like I didn't know what to do. And then when I watched porn, I was like, okay, maybe I should do this.
It's inevitable that it will be awkward your first time.
Yeah,
it will be awkward no matter what.
Definitely.
Because it's just like, because you're both there, you're both naked, things are happening, you're not too sure what's supposed to be happening, and it's like it'll be awkward no matter what.
Definitely. But like that's a thing, if the guy's not a virgin, if the guy has had or whatever, if one of the parties has been intimate with many people before, like they know what they're doing. They're gonna flip you in positions that obviously as the virgin you've never seen before or know how to.
Yeah, but that person should know that like it's your first time and you don't want to fucking be hanging off the ceiling from your clit
Yeah,
either.
definitely. But some people don't care. Anyways, long story short, losing your virginity is actually super overrated, and I don't think that anybody should believe that it will be the best day of your life, because I bet you my ass it will be the worst sex you've ever had. And that's I live by
Definitely
that.
is overrated.
Yeah.
Best day of your life. I love when people on their birthdays act like it's such a fucking like that's their best day of their life. That's another one for me that it's very like, let's all calm down.
Really?
You know what? I don't know if normal girls go through this. I think maybe it might just be me.
Okay.
But do other girls cry on their birthday? Or is that just an Amanda thing?
For what reason?
I don't know. It'll be like, I don't even know what exactly it is, but I find myself oftentimes at one point of my birthday crying. But I don't know why I'm crying, but I just find myself crying. I don't know if it's like psychologically because I'm like subconsciously getting older and like what's going on around me.
Yeah, but you're like 22. I get it if you're 50.
No,
and
for
you're
me,
like
the
getting
second I hit the double digits, I was already fucking
I agree.
depressed.
As soon as I turned 20 and I wasn't a teen anymore,
20. Me was I was 10.
No.
I was like, now I'm in the double digits for the rest of my life.
Yeah, no, me was when I turned 20. I wasn't a teen anymore, and that's the only birthday that I felt genuinely sad. But I feel like I love my birthday. I don't think it's overrated.
I love it, but I find myself crying.
You love the idea of it, not the you love the idea of your
I
birthday
find
that
that's
it's
just
supposed
such
to
like
be.
when you have such high expectations for a certain day. Okay,
That's true.
there's just like you should just constantly have like lower expectations.
Lower expectations.
So
I
that
agree.
if it goes to shit, you're prepared for the shit.
You know me, you know I always expect the worst. I always expect the worst, and if the better happens, then fucking great. But I agree with you 100%.
Like if any minor inconvenience happens on my birthday, I'm crying.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how I'm going to be on my wedding day. Could you imagine?
That's another thing. I find when you go to a wedding, okay,
Mm-hmm.
the bride and the groom, they look like they're in love with each other, but that they hate every other person in the room. Going to a wedding as a guest, super fun.
Super fun.
Amazing.
Fab, fresh, and fun.
Amazing. I was just going to say, being the bride and groom as it's supposed
Looks
to be the
fucking
best day of your life.
horrible. It looks, you know how many times I've been
Awful.
like a bridesmaid or I've been at the party and I'm looking at them and I'm like, wow, I feel so bad. I don't feel bad for the marriage. I feel bad for this ceremony right now because you're getting pulled left, right, and center. People constantly want to talk to you. You know, you have to go see people like you haven't seen in years. Like it looks so exhausting.
It's super exhausting. Plus, you're awake from like, for real, I'm a makeup artist, so I've gotten like a bunch of brides. I've had brides most of the time come at 7 a.m. for their makeup. From 7 a.m. to probably 7 a.m. the next day, they're constantly trying to please other people. There's going to be other people coming into the hall. There's going to be their guests, their parents, their
and you know what's
in-laws.
sick is that you spend all this money on the food, on, you know, like the desserts and everything, and 99.9% of the time you don't even get to eat it. You're so fucking busy and you're running around. I remember my cousin's wedding. She goes, Amanda, I'm fucking starving. And I'm like, what do you mean? There was like a 17 course meal. And she's like, I didn't get to eat a fucking thing. Was it good? And I was like, my gosh.
It was so good.
Erica, like I feel so bad.
It is sad because at the end of the day, like the party is supposed to be for you. The party is supposed to, but then when you're choosing like the food and you're choosing the DJ, you're always thinking, okay, what are my guests gonna enjoy more? Are they gonna enjoy chicken, or are they gonna enjoy fish, or are they gonna enjoy a DJ that's good with house music, or a DJ that's good with classical? Like they always think about the guests, and I know that too because I have a couple of cousins planning weddings, and they always said it like the only thing they plan for themselves is the photographer and like the videographer because they're the only ones getting the pictures back. Everything else they always think about, okay, like is the hall enough for this many people? Is like, do you think the dance floor is going to be enough if this many people want to dance on it? Like it's never about them. And then once you're at the wedding, you're like constantly, is this guy okay? Is this girl okay? Like did everybody get their meal? Like
the stress is like astronomical.
And then like if you don't go say hi to one part of your family, then like are they annoyed? Are they upset with you because you forgot about them? Or like do they understand? Like you always have to constantly entertain.
And it's like you are scheduled, like you're literally rehearsing your wedding day. That's how big it is.
Oh, totally.
It's like a show.
That's why I decided I'm going to be blackout drunk before the reception.
You're not going to be drunk. You're going to be fucking sky high.
Oh, that.
And I already know what I'm walking into.
That is 100% true. I won't even remember my wedding. I got married yesterday?
Yeah.
What?
To who?
To who? What? I love someone?
Yeah. No, but seriously though, like the notion of wedding, like I'm excited for mine, don't get me wrong.
Are you?
But I already know that like I'm gonna be fucking exhausted. Like it's such a crazy situation.
Yeah, definitely. That's why you need a really on point maid of honor. You need a maid of honor that's like on her fucking game because as much as it's your wedding, it's practically her wedding too. She
Yeah.
needs to make sure everything is like going well.
But you know what though? What I've noticed is that people like, okay, like Europeans, okay, so whether you be like Italian, Greek, whatever it is, most of what you're doing at your wedding is not for you, but for your parents and your grandparents. And like the traditions happening there are not necessarily things that you would want.
Definitely not.
You know what I'm saying?
I would get married on a beach somewhere, but my dad always refused because he has to have all of his friends, his paisans, all of our cousins there, and like none of them would come to a beach because it's like too expensive.
But our generation knows how overrated the situation is. We're very well aware.
There's a lot of people that don't get married.
That's what I was gonna say. More
We're
people
fucking
than
in
not
sync.
choose to just, you know what, I love this person, I don't need to do a show.
Yeah.
I rather move in with them. I rather sign a piece of paper myself without like spending all that money, because we're a bit more, I wouldn't say we're smarter than with money, but we understand the value of it.
No, I think what it was is back in the olden days, the parents of the people that were getting married or whatever wanted them to get married before they moved in together. There's a lot of Europeans, because I can't speak for really any other
Me neither.
nationality, but Europeans usually don't love the fact that they would move in with their significant other before they're married. They don't like them sleeping in the same bed before they're married traditionally. So I think it's really more that, like, my parents, before they had to move in together, they had to get married. So it's like they didn't really necessarily need to. They could have just got the condo and fucked the wedding and then like lived and had kids and whatever and saved whatever money they got from they spent on their wedding. Whereas nowadays I think people prefer to move in with their significant other, and our parents don't care. They're not going to say you have to marry him before you move in with him.
Though, because they're a bit more open to you moving in with your boyfriend before, like now moving in with your girlfriend or boyfriend before marriage is a bit more normalized, only because we want to test out the waters.
That's it.
Can I even stand you?
Exactly.
24 fucking 7.
Exactly. And that's what I feel. That's why I feel like our parents understand why we wouldn't want to get married right away. And then like once we have kids and once we actually start building a life together, does it really matter if we have this whole big wedding? We could be maybe married legally if you really want. I think after 7 years of you living together, you're legally married.
Here.
Yeah, here in Canada, or here just in Quebec.
think Quebec.
I'm not exactly sure, but I think you're legally married once you have the same address for over 7 years. So people have been like, okay, what's the point? Why do I have to have this huge wedding, have this huge big fucking show and song and dance for other people to like enjoy their day?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fucking stressed. I just want to be happy and married with the guy that I love or the girl that I love. You know,
Yeah.
you don't need that big show of a wedding.
To the younger generation, it's really not as
It's
important.
not as important.
At
I
all.
totally agree. I don't think I've ever thought about what my wedding would look like. Like I know some people that they had like wedding books that you flip through the pages. They had to like what they want their centerpieces to be. And I don't think I've ever even looked on a Pinterest board like what I want my future wedding to be. I don't know what I wanted my dress to look like. I don't know anything. And I know some people that have been planning that since they were fucking 7 years old.
I remember girls in high school talking to me about it. It was like day 2 of dating their boyfriend, and they were like, oh my god, like, you know what wedding dress I would have if ever we got married?
Yeah, people think that it's like a big deal, but I do agree that nowadays it's lessened. People care less.
People care less.
People care less about the whole like wedding situation, the whole like party of it too. I agree. And I think even COVID now, like it's halted a lot of weddings.
A lot.
And a lot of people have just moved in with their significant other and they're like, okay, fuck it. We have all this extra money. Might as well invest it into something smart for our future than actually have like a big wedding.
Because is the wedding for you, or is it's the wedding for everyone else?
It's for exactly. It's literally for everybody else, because the point of the wedding is to marry your significant other, whether you're marrying him and there's just your parents and my parents and my fucking bridesmaids there, then or there's 500 people.
It's like a public declaration
Of your
your love.
Exactly.
So it's like the quantity of people, I guess, depends on you. But like I'm telling you, like the Europeans take it to a whole new level.
Oh, definitely. I don't think I've been to a wedding under 400 people. 400 people. 400. That is a lot of people. That's almost as many people that fit in the fucking like amphitheaters. That is a shit ton of people celebrating you. And literally me as a person, I could say I know personally about 50 people.
Yeah.
Like, other than that,
But it's people like your parents are gonna want to invite.
Exactly.
And like friends of friends of friends, and this person I met. Like it becomes very big, very quick.
And it's stressful for nothing. All you want is to marry this one person. You just want to be legally married. You just want to have like, he's my husband, she's my wife. You just want to be able to say that. And then it becomes this whole big shebang with 400 people. And you're just like, okay, like,
No, it's
now our pockets are dented. Our self-esteem has burst through the fucking window because now we're married. And that's it.
No, it's crazy.
I agree. I think just like big events in general, I mean, as a guest, you're thriving. Like as a guest, you're thriving. Like, let me think.
But big events, there are events that are public that you enjoy and I do not.
Yeah.
Like
Festivals for one.
Yeah. Okay,
for like
perfect.
Ilsa Nick. I've been trying to get Amanda to come to Ilsa Nick every year since I've been. And she's like, I'd really, really rather not.
There's something that just doesn't do it for me. I think maybe it's the fact that like you're surrounded by people who are honestly on top of you. They're sweating. They've popped I don't know what, because you could see their jaw going from left to right, hitting like it's hitting the fucking intersection of the street and coming back here. They're sucking on lollipops and on their thumb because they're sky high. And I remember I went once with Alessia and I was like, what do you like about this? Like, what are we enjoying right now?
I like the music. Personally, I like the music. I like the fact that everybody is so nice to you. I don't think I've ever gotten into like a kerfuffle.
Because everybody's high out of their face.
Yeah, but you know what? I think people do like, you either have to be drunk or you have to be high. You have to be intoxicated to genuinely enjoy the experience, because the music at these music festivals are very intense. But if we're going into like, let's say Oshiaga or like Metro or different music festivals, it's not that it's specifically Ilsa Nick you don't like. It's like all of them you don't like because of the people, or
I like festivals and whatever.
It just that one.
When things start getting super chaotic, super quick, like, you know, like these mosh pits start fucking forming and like people start fighting.
That's
and
literally every festival.
But it's insane.
It's insane, and it is, but for me, it's so fun. I would never incorporate myself in a mosh pit because I would die. I'm puny, so it would not work for me. So I just like try to like leave the crowd when I see one forming.
Admit to me, there's always gonna be a situation that you find yourself in where you got stuck in some kerfuffle fuck, and now you've lost your friends. You're stuck in the middle of Jason and Chad fucking going at it. You can't find your friends. You're looking everywhere. And the best part is that this is going to take up a majority of your day.
Yeah, trying to find your friend again.
Looking for your friends again is going to take so long. And then you find your friends and they're like, and you're like, oh, guys, like, I'm so sorry I lost you. And they're like, oh, like, you weren't here? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, you're totally right. I think that's happened to me once, that I lost my friends completely. I was alone. That happened to me one time. And then obviously you're at a music festival. Who's answering their phone?
Nobody.
No one. So you just have to like, I think it took me 3 Ilsa Nicks to come prepared. You come prepared with a plan with your friends. Like, okay, if anybody is ever lost, you go to the bathroom.
You need a plan.
If anybody is ever lost, you go to this booth and you call with this phone. Because now like at different festivals, they have booths where you could like call or whatever if you don't have service or something happens, you know. So you have to go there with a plan initially. However, I don't think I've ever lost a friend enough to like make me freak out and then like try to find them. Like it really took me no time to find my friends. Like I found them within like the next like 15 minutes. I think you just really have to like, you have to know what's going on. Like you can't.
No, you have to be super prepared.
You have to be super prepared. It's a full day thing, 11 to 11. Like
outside.
I would recommend
with those
also like
porta potties.
Outside porta potties.
The chance of fucking rain. Like,
exactly.
The chances
Ponchos.
of precipitation or everything, because you need a fucking poncho.
Yeah.
You need something to keep your hair okay if you're anything like me. And it's just like, get ready for war.
Yeah.
That's how prepared you have to be.
Definitely.
You need a charger for your phone in case something
portable
happens.
Charger. Mine looks like a taser. So the guy literally you remember that one?
Yeah.
So
even
the
in
guy
Cuba,
stopped me.
Sick bitch.
The guy stopped me. He's like, can I know what this is? He called his security friends. He's like,
it looks like a taser. Like exactly like a taser.
My dad goes the extra mile all the way. It's a Milwaukee one, guys. Relax. But regardless, you have to be prepared to the T. I totally agree. And it took me a couple of tries because, like, you know, you want your outfit to look cute. So, like, you try to bring minimal amount of bags. You know, you don't want, like, a bunch of shit. So you bring
you
a
want
tiny
your
little
outfit
fanny.
to be cute. You want to be in a cute little outfit if you're going to, like, Oshiaga, Coachella, wherever you're going. You want the fit to be, like, super fucking
Always.
cute. But just know that your shoes are destroyed.
Yeah.
I wish somebody had told me this.
Yeah, you have to bring the worst pair of shoes or the cheapest pair of shoes that you own. That's for sure. Mud everywhere. Is just bound to happen when you're like 20,000 people in a place. Like that makes sense. But yeah, like I think the whole excitement of the music, the togetherness, the outfit planning, like people go off and people look sick.
People do go off.
And people look really good. And I think that it's just like the whole togetherness, it's like so many people from
me,
all over the world like this type of music and are vibing and are laughing and are having a good time.
Wait, but that's just it. Events that are huge, okay? Like Coachella, like Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
These types of like raves for me are like I would die to go to one.
Yeah.
But these little small town ones that we have here in Quebec,
they're big, bro.
they're big, but
big.
they're like
Oshiaga's number like 2 or 3 in all of Canada.
it just doesn't do it for me.
I get it. I do get it. I've never been to Oshiaga. I've really only been to El Sonic because I specifically only like that.
And then
type
they
of music.
sit on like that big hill. Everybody's sitting on the grass. I'm not the type of chick that sits on grass.
Okay. You're up for 11 hours in the day. You're gonna sit down on the grass. Like you're gonna
lying
sit
down. And
People
it's
bring
just,
like
like, get up.
blankets. People bring
Unless the grass looks like this. Then grass that's not really grass.
no, it's real grass.
Then I'll sit.
But people bring blankets and flags. A lot of people bring like Quebec flags, Canada flags, and they sit on them.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
To me, it's
But
a vibe.
you like things
I
like
like
that.
things like that. Like I know for a fact I like going to like sports games and shit, and you don't. You hate that shit. You're like, what's the point?
No. Okay, wait, pause. Honestly, I love sports.
I
I'm
know
a
you love
big
sports.
sports bitch.
I know.
But you cannot disagree with me when I say that watching the sport on television is way better than watching the sport in person.
Depends on 2 things. Where you're sitting.
Okay.
Because if you're sitting at a really good distance, like literally the perfect distance, like my dad used to have season tickets for the Habs, for the Montreal Canadiens, and the tickets were perfect. Like you cannot get better camera view from the TV. Like it was phenomenal. You saw the game perfectly.
You have to be sitting on their lap.
You have to be sitting pretty close. I would say the first 10 rows.
Yeah.
First 10 rows for
like,
sure.
I want to be able to smell their sweat.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably enjoy my seat.
Yeah, definitely. But depends the sport as well, because let's say soccer, like I would say hockey, the closer you are, the better, the more infiltrated you are in the game. Like you're really there. Soccer, for example, you really want to be able to see like the long passes in a soccer field is huge. So it's like
Soccer is
a
one
bit
of
higher.
the worst sports to watch in person.
Oh, I totally agree.
The
I played
worst.
soccer my whole life. I played it. Like, And every time we would get like free tickets to the Impact and all that shit. And going to the game, I would never be excited.
No.
Never. I would be like, do I have to go? Also, the Impact is not very fun. Like maybe if I'd go see a Manchester City game or something in fucking Man City, I would be very happy and I would enjoy the game. But as a soccer player, soccer was not my favorite sport. So I can imagine as a non-soccer player. But for example, if you have to sit at a sports game, at a soccer game, you don't have to be up their asshole because the field is so big and the shots are usually and the passes are so long that it's better if you're a bit higher because you have full view for peripheral. Where I assume as at a football game would be the same. Like all the celebrities have the like lodge type. So it's like not at eye level because the field is so big, you would have to like bring your binoculars to see when the guy is literally at the other end zone.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is it an end zone?
It's an end zone.
Okay.
I'm very proud of you.
Look at me. Wow. So that's why they sit like, I guess, in the lodges because it's like full peripheral view.
Look, it is my dream. It is my fucking dream to go watch an NFL game in person, whether it's at Lambeau Field or wherever. It would be my dream. But I'm already prepared for the fact that it won't be as good as watching the game won't be as good as if I was watching it on TV, because there are things that I could see on TV that I'm gonna miss on the game, and there are things that they kind of edit onto the field, like once you pass the first yard line or whatever, you can see it.
Yeah, I see
but
that on
in
the games.
person you don't see those yellow lines that they're gonna put on TV.
Yeah, you're right.
So there's things that I'm gonna miss, but being at the game with the people and drinking and the crowd's energy, that is what's better than watching it on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Not like, the game itself.
Honestly, I still disagree. Really? I still think, I still disagree. I agree, like, you're right. The whole atmosphere, 10 times better than if you're watching it alone at home. But just also viewing the game, like, most of the time there's like jumbotrons everywhere, so they re-show. If you can't see it up close and personal, they'll like re-show the game, or like not the game, like the clip, right? Like if the guy fumbles or something, like they'll show the little like fumble so that everybody, even the people sitting in the nosebleeds, could see. So it's not really the fact that I don't see the game as well. Like I don't think of it like that. Like I would go to a game to see it better if you have the good seats. Like I'm completely really saying if you have good seats. If your seats are like up in the fucking nosebleeds, I'm sorry, but save your $100 and watch it at home. I think because you're practically watching it on the screen. You're there for the atmosphere, not to visualize the game.
Well, that's it. You are there for the I remember I went to see a baseball game.
That's fun. I like baseball.
Okay, I have no fucking idea what happened in the game, but I know that it was one of the funnest times that I had, between the drinking, between the cheering, between the mascot, and it's a good time. But am I gonna say that I saw the game better than had I watched it on TV? No. And I was practically like on Derek Jeter's lap. So it's like,
you're
you
there.
know,
I mean, listen, I guess it's like two very different like opinions. Most of my life I've grown up watching sports games in person, whether it came to like soccer, hockey. Like my parents were always ones that pushed going to sports games because I have a brother. So I guess even for you, because you have a sister, it's like less, like you don't go as often. I feel like once you're there often enough, like you see how it is, like you see, like you know where to look. Like, well,
you used to go a lot to hockey, and hockey's the one that I hated the most. I was fucking freezing. It was cold in there, and I just remember like telling myself like it's the first and it's the last time.
I loved going to hockey games. That is one of my favorite pastimes. First of all, I really like hockey. I think like you're more of a football girl. I prefer hockey, but like that was so fun because I actually got to see the game better.
Really?
Because, but my seats were good. You see, like my seats were very good. And even if a hockey game is so, like the hockey rink is so much smaller than a soccer field, football field, that even if the puck is at the complete other end where the goalie is, you still see the puck and you still see what's going on.
Don't you get nauseous? Like how quick the back and forth is. You're just constantly like looking like, your head's constantly looking left and right. Like you don't just want to fucking vomit on the plexiglass.
No.
Really? It must just be me then.
Not necessary. Like hockey's a much quicker sport than any other sport.
I'm talking specifically about hockey.
Yeah. Personally, no. Okay. I think because I grew up with my brother playing hockey his whole life, and like I just was a big hockey girl, I was used to it. I must have been used to it because like imagine you having elite tickets, like the best seats in the house, like the seats that fucking Kim Kardashian would get at a football game. You don't think you would see the game better live?
No.
Like the players are also bigger. Like they're just bigger. Like it's a bigger form of the game in front of you. I guess whatever.
No, I still let's stay playful together and agree to disagree.
Yeah, agree to disagree.
One.
We're just gonna never go to sports games together, I think.
Yeah.
So basically the moral of the story is to have the lowest standards possible and then just go up from there, I think.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything to be as good as anybody tells you.
Expect nothing from everything and you'll do great.
That is basically what we're trying to tell you this entire podcast. Yeah.
Everything you've ever heard is supposed to be a great time. Expect nothing from it.
Yeah. And then if it's a great time, well, fuck, that's amazing.
That's
That is
fucking good for you.
so good for you. You actually become happier because you're like, I thought it was going to suck.
Live by this. Honestly, live by this.
Live by this. And we're going to end it at that.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for watching again.
And we will catch you next week.
It's like no one knows what the fuck they're doing anymore.
Let's just give them the do's and don'ts.